I just wanted to pop in here before we come into the main content of today's video because I want to show you something and I want to tell you something. Show and tell. So first of all, the wash and go that I'm wearing, I use the exact same techniques that you will see in this video. However, I used one product to do the job of the first two products that I'm going to show you, and then I topped everything off with just a glazing of a second product. So the main product that I used to style this was the Adwoa Beauty gel, and then I topped it with Frozen. This doesn't make sense right now, but it will after you watch the video. This hairstyle is only 3 days old because I needed to film this video in a way that fits into my lifestyle. So I don't let the videos run me. I run the videos. So this is only 3 days old. It's not super old hair. It's not showing you super longevity or whatever. But my main point is I want to show you that you can play around with the baseline technique here and use it to modify, like when you're using different products, or to get whatever like different look that you want to go for. Also, I want to tell you that my wash and go videos always have lots and lots and lots of talking because I really want you to understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So if you are not into that, this is not the wash and go video for you. Second thing that I always let you know in my wash and go videos is that my hair is at a point where I don't have to do a whole lot to get curl definition. So if you are struggling, or if you find that this does not produce results for you, go back in time with the time machine and check out some of my older videos that involve me using a little bit heavier products and doing a little bit more smaller sections and things like that, and you may get better results with those. Okay, that being said, let's get to the video. Okay, let us begin. Let me tell you where I'm starting from, okay? So I shampooed, conditioned, detangled my hair and all that kind of stuff. And my hair still has the conditioner in it. I actually rinse my conditioner and style my hair at the same time so as to get my hair when it is the most wet. We are really going to rely on water here to help with the product distribution and also to help with the definition. So the first product that I'm going to use on my hair is Kinky Curly Not Today. Yes, we are doing a classic Kinky Curly System wash and go. Well, not all the way classic. We're going to do something different at the end. But we're using this combo just because this is the combo that held me up from making this video. I wanted to make sure that this technique worked with all of the products I typically use, and I wanted it to work with this system as well. I found that it does, so we are going to, just because this is just so special in that regard, we're going to use this. So the first product that I like to use for my wash and go, it needs to be something that is going to start to lay my hair down and start to trap water. That's the two things that the first product needs to do. So I usually call this product a base. I don't call it a base gel because sometimes it's a gel, and then in situations like this, sometimes it's not. Okay, so that is why I just call it a base in general, because we don't know what it's going to be. But I usually look for products that do those two things: lay the hair down, trap water. I'm going to tell you the measurements and amounts that I use because I have really thick hair, and then you can modify it from there. So the first amount, I like to think of it as like a deflated golf ball amount. This is probably when I apply the most product to my hair, is this first application of product. I'm pretending like I can fully define or fully style my hair with just this first product. And we all know that I can't, but I'm pretending that I can. So I grab the product up and I go in and apply it. I try to fan the hair out so I can really get it spread really well. And like you see, I can usually get it pretty far up my hair. Pretty good coverage. Up here needs some more product. I feel for that. And I'll do another application. Not the whole deflated golf ball though. Definitely less than that for sure. About this much is what I'm doing. This part is really, really dependent on like how much product it takes for your hair. In the front of my hair, that deflated golf ball would have been not only enough, but like almost more than enough. So I have more hair in the back. I do my hair based off of the thickness of the sections, and I always style the thickest section, the section with the most hair on my head, which is the back right. I always do it first. So I am applying the most product here. So definitely be cognizant of how much product you actually need and how your hair feels as you're doing it. Because if you apply the same amount as me and you don't have as much hair as me, your hair gonna be flat to your head. It's not cute and you waste the money. So, and the next thing I do when I get the base in is I do add a little splash of water. This is not to rinse product, but this is to get a almost shampoo-like lather feeling to the hair, where the hair's going shh, shh, shh. You can't get this with every product, but I find that with most products you can. So alright, so you saw me dip my head in there, and then I also sometimes will just take my hand and put my hand over there. So whichever works best for you. It does take a little bit of a nuance to know like just how much to tap it, and so that you don't lose a lot of product. So this is what we're working with so far. My hair is pretty much coated in the product pretty well, and it is making the appropriate sound. So I'm going to split my hair into fourths, okay? So this helps me to apply the product throughout. I have thick hair. So please modify these sections to go with your hair. So that's half, and then I'm going to take this half and put that in half. So now I'm dealing with a clean fourth. I'm just going to clip that to the top of this section here. All right? So I have a fourth of my hair. Now what I typically do is at the root, I'll apply a very small amount of product. If it's something that's in a jar, I literally pinch where there's like next to nothing on my fingers and go in and do the roots. If it's a jar, if it's something like this, I'll do a pea-size amount. So if you can see, there's just a little bit of section, not much, at the very roots where there's like not as much product. It's a very small section. So I come in with a pea-size amount, which is crazy regarding how much product I put in and like how little I'm doing now. Like literally fingertip. Look, it's probably as much toothpaste as you put on. Well, no, some people put way too much toothpaste. Anyways, so get this small amount and I hit my root with it just to make sure that there is product at the root. Now, again, in some of my thinner sections like the front, sometimes I look and I don't need to apply any product at all to the roots when I open the section up. Okay, so we have this section here. It is thoroughly coated in the base. So then I come in with the actual topper gel. This is the gel that I'm going to use on top of it and style. This product is usually, well, no, this product is, yeah, pretty much 100% always a gel. So it's a fresh jar of Kinky Curly. Like I said, I'm doing the system. And Kinky Curly is not the best product to be opening in the shower. It is not the best. Y'all heard me talk about their packaging before, so we won't go there. Okay, so at this point, there is none of this product in my hair. So I do apply a generous amount. It is not the deflated golf ball. It is not the little shh on the tip of my fingers. It's somewhere in between that. So also this is buildable. Since you're working with this small section, you can always just apply more product. And what I'm feeling for, again, going for the feeling so you can modify the amount that you use. I am going for my hair to feel different than it feels with just the first product in it. And then I'm also looking for my hair to feel smooth enough for me to be able to rake it. Like, you guys know where you're like, okay, if I rake that hair, I'm gonna get caught up in it. So you want it to feel smooth enough that you could rake it and get away with it. So I've done that, and this is what it's looking like. And now the styling part. Okay, so I used to just do this, apply the product, slap it on, and go about my business. And sometimes I do apply the first product, just like I showed you guys, going through the roots. Don't apply the styler and get out and go about my business and then do this process that I'm doing now later. So these steps, I always do these steps, but sometimes I will put time in between them or whatever, depending on the products that I'm using. So the most time saver is I just style while I'm applying the product. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this in half. That's what works best for my hair. And I'm going to rake. If you're someone who uses tools or you do some sort of shingling or something, this is the part where you would do that. I don't do any such thing. So I find that the finger raking works just fine for me. So the first part, I pop it behind my shoulder, and then I style the second half of it. And then that's that. So if you're counting, you're going to realize that by the time I'm done styling my hair, I will have styled my hair in about 8 sections in this quadrant by the time I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys that one more time. I'm going to repeat a little bit quicker. I just pull it out. This section is already sectioned. I put a pea-size amount, probably less toothpaste than some folks use, right here on my finger. I go in at the root just to make sure I've got good root coverage. Okay. I go in with the second product. All right, I don't do as much, but it's definitely more product because there's none of this on my hair at all. I smooth it until my hair feels different than it feels with just the first product alone, and it is smooth enough for me to feel like I can get away with raking it. I'm there. I split the hair so that I can start to style it. I style the back section. If you are a brusher or something like that, bring out the brush at this point. I flip that to the back. I do the front part. I flip that to the back. And then I will usually, as I go to keep myself organized, I will smooth this with the hair that's already done. So I'm going to continue this process on up my head, and then I will get back to you guys. Some things I realized that I did not capture after I cut the camera. So of course I had that section at the top. I did need to split that in half as well and clip it up and then do that. That way I had 4 even sections going up my head. And then whenever I do the very top part of the section, I never add any more of the first product. So I don't put the piece size amount or anything, because that section was covered when I initially put product on the section. So there's no need. That'll help mitigate flakes and stuff like that, because there have been times where I've just like a robot just put more product at the root and then I had flaking or spots at the root. So that's going to cut that down. So here, depending on where you live or whatever, this is done. Like literally, if you're just wanting to use the Kinky Curly system, that's it. You're done. Or if you're using a custard and a gel on top of it and you've done that, you're done with the wash and go process. However, y'all know I live in Florida. You know it's humid. It is the summertime right now, and I'm using Kinky Curly, which is a really heavy humectancy product that brings a lot of moisture to your hair and will have your hair with beautiful curls, but just volume. So I usually will top it with another product. Now, today's topping product, it would normally be the Paul Mitchell Extra Body Gel, but I don't have that on hand. Folks new to the channel, I just work through my stash. Like if I don't have it, I don't go buy it and restock it. Not until I'm done with everything that I have. It's a weird thing that I do, I know. So what is open and what I've never used with this combo before, but I have faith, is the Soultanicals Frozen. I do have this. This is a stronger hold gel. So I am going to literally just glaze it over the outside of this combo. I'm telling you guys, again, just to emphasize, I do not always put a third styler on my hair. That's just something that I do when I know the combo is not going to hold up to the humidity. It's like an extra humidity shield. I think that's pretty much the only reason that I put a third product, is because I know I'm going somewhere where it's really humid, or yeah, that's pretty much the only reason. I'm thinking, yeah, the only reason I put product over my wash and go as a third final product is usually as a humidity shield because of where I live. There is a foam that I have that has a lot of anti-humidity products, ingredients, or 2 foams that I own. You guys saw them in my most recent foam video, and I'm interested in possibly maybe finishing a Kinky Curly combo with those foams in the absence of my Paul Mitchell. But y'all know, I think I have mentioned how much I love that Paul Mitchell combo. Do that. Like it's all the way lit. And Sally's has a GVP version of my favorite topper gel. And I don't know. So this is it's another topper, a finisher. If you are familiar with Denim Pixie L, she don't make hair videos no more. She really got into the dupes and stuff like that. I think her Instagram is like Dupe Black, where she shows like dupes of product. I don't know. Anyway, child. So this is what the completed section looks like. Yes. Da 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 da. So I am going to repeat this process over my entire head. Moving on to the next section, same thing. And then I might come back and show you guys a finished, what the whole head looks like. Maybe. I don't know. What's the value in that? I'm not sure. And then I have a detailed video that shows you how I dry my hair. So I am going to link that video at the end of this one for you to check out to see exactly how I get my hair dry. And yeah, there it is. And there you have it. That is what my wash and go tends to look like after it is fully dry. I did put that extra third gel, that optional third gel. And so of course or not third gel, but third styler. So my hair is going to last quite a while. It's going to be able to fight off the high amount of humidity in the area where I live. It'll last about 7 days before I feel like I need to wash it again. I already know that a lot of people are going to leave comments about the products. I know people love talking about products. First of all of the specific products that were used in the creation of this wash and go will be linked in the description box. I do receive a little bit of a kickback for most of the links that will be there if you purchase from them. Now, I will say that I can't control what you do with the information that I put in my videos. However, I would hope that you learn from this video, not the specific products that I've used, but more so how I was talking about the types of products that I use, and this, more importantly, the technique that I use to create my wash and goes, because the products really don't matter as much as people think that they do. I know that people will also be like, Kayla, can we get a combo? If you don't want us to use these other products, then what about the other products that we could use to get these results? And to that, I say that I've been doing this technique since January of this year. Everything that you've seen dance across this screen in this year has been done, has been styled with this exact technique. Also, I have a combos video that I think I filmed towards the end of last year or at the very beginning of this year, and I have tried a lot of those combos with this same technique, and it comes out. It works out. So you could definitely check out the combos video. I hope that you guys found this helpful and that you will go forth and prosper with your wash and go.